I'm Ruthie, she, they, and I play Sentinel, she, they.
I'm Will, he, him, and I play Moxie, she, her.
I'm Imi, she, her, and I play Amaya, also she, her.
I'm Steve, he, him. I play Aura, he, him.
I'm Sarah, she, her, and I play Freya, she, her.
Hi, I'm Mike, he, him, and I'm playing Eugene Ballantyne, he, him.
I'm Charlie, he, him, and I'm your DM.
We help you build this. Thanks.
Okay. Well, while they're building their Kinder Surprise toy,
I think it's some sort of animal.
There's three
Oh, it looks
bits.
like a horse or a pony.
Carry on.
Oh, it's a ram.
It's a big horn sheep.
Get the
Right.
instructions up.
so after searching through Salnari tombs as lowly hunter scavengers, our heroes returned to Dustmere as Duke's people who had killed a god, a dying Graven god at the least.
I don't think we did. I don't think we killed a god.
On their journey back,
Slander.
allegedly. On their journey back, they spent time recuperating, training, bringing friends into this world and saying goodbye to others. Finally, after months, you returned to the barracks you began your journey from, and you were met with a slippery man named Mr. Bisfowl, steward to Duke Gaspar De Avicco. He swept you away on a private carriage through the glitters and into the De Avicco estate, where a tense meeting was held. Gaspar was a severe man. He wanted you to find the location, or he wanted Esquil to find the location of this Graven in the desert so that he might deal with it himself. And after learning of your news, he was disappointed. But he agreed to release Esquil's family, and he wiped your debts and paid you pretty handsomely for your silence on the matter, with a thinly veiled threat if you were to speak out of any of it. Begrudgingly, he also had an Apatheos keeper waiting for you in his house. The keeper, Ilram, spoke frankly about what you'd done, and he trusted you for that alone, and asked you for help in finding the source of supposed miracles that people had seen the Archduke de Biles performing. His priority was preventing illegal worship of any kind, quoting the Graven crisis of old as the reason. You agreed he would wait, and he would wait for you in the Temple District, hiding, as he did not have jurisdiction in the city. As you left, Aura quietly looked about. He knew the place well. The Bolran family estate was nearby, the home of his noble father-in-law that he's spoken of. As you drove past, you saw wooden barriers blocking the entrance, a single house guard at the top of the house. What'd you do?
You were running out.
Yeah, I think last time I just shouted them to stop and then dived out before the carriage had stopped.
Okay.
And do I recognise the guard?
So there's a small pathway up, so you'd have to... He's wearing the house colours. So you can see him wearing the mauve and cream and black colours, which are the Bolran family colours. But from this distance, it would be hard to know who it was. And they never had a large household. It was only a handful, and then there'd be a house, like the head guard was someone that often accompanied Leonidas.
So they're basically peasants have only got like one guard.
Compared to Gaspar, yes.
How many guards do you
I'm
have?
just wondering if it was
17.
Dean, the one who came and found me and Eugene at the forge.
So he was the second in command.
Yeah.
It's not him.
Okay. Yeah, if I need to, I'm jumping the barriers and running towards the house.
I'm running after him.
Okay, the carriage sort of screeches to a halt as people start leaping off. On the cobbles, it's quite a noisy sound. The streets are quite quiet. Maybe there's like a couple of people walking, but you run out. You run off. You hop the A-frame, and you're through the gate up to the house. Yeah. Sentinel's following.
I'm definitely going to wait until the carriage comes to a halt.
I would
I would take off my helmet.
Okay, so just for context, Aura, Deont was the second. I think it was Deont was the second in command underneath the head guard, and he was a great swordsman, but you only ever met the head guard once or twice. You would probably know his name as it was Rynan. Okay, so by the time the carriage stops, Ori, you probably approaching this guy, Sentinel. Are you right up behind him, or are you watching from a distance? Or?
I'm probably going to be like a little bit behind him. I'm going to listen to what's going to happen now.
Sure.
I'm going to wait. Oh, sorry.
Can I jump out and I wanna case the area?
Sure. Okay.
I'm going to wait until the carriage stops, and I'm going to help him get out nice and. Sorry, yeah, Eugene.
Oh, thank you.
And then I'm going to help him get out, and then I'm going to run away.
Run away?
Not run away, run towards like.
I'm gone. See you guys, I'm out of the campaign.
My debt's paid out now.
I mean, there's a pub over there.
No, I mean, I'm going to help him down, and then I'm going to run in the direction Sentinel went in. I didn't mean run away, I'm not leaving.
Is it quite obvious that we're not supposed to go beyond this sort of like...
It is like... yes, absolutely. So it's...
I feel like this is the journey to the last session. I've just pushed all the cones out the way and just...
Well, it's like an A-frame. It's like two A-frame pieces of wood with a wood sort of length in front of it, guarding the gate. So you probably just like vaulted over it.
I hurdle it.
You hurdle it.
I limbo.
Like a vampire, I'm going to wait till
I'm
invited to come.
dexterous. I'm strong. I'm just going to be like...
And Moxie?
I'm going to stay in the carriage.
Yeah, I'm going to stand near the carriage and like look.
Okay.
I've Moxie say I'll stay with Moxie.
Okay, so you threw a staying.
Fine, I'll throw you
Freya's
back in.
casing.
I'll be out of the carriage, but staying around there.
Freya's casing the joint. You are
running after Sentinel.
So both you and Aura's at the house at this point. Okay. 15. It's a lovely house.
What era is it from?
Oh God! Do you want me to answer that?
What's the architecture like?
Yeah, what architectural references are there?
Gothic-y maybe? Or...
This would, I won't give you dates, but this is a newer build than Gaspar's.
It was
a new build.
But it's still an old
main road.
It's still an old estate, and some of the structures, the walls are very old. What did you? I mean, if you really want to know, roll a history check.
Sure.
Yes.
Shame you're not a dwarf, so you can have like the advantage from stone.
I'm going to give myself guidance.
Well, there's probably the guy that we saw in the square coming behind you.
There's a D12-year-old.
Oh yeah. Something out. Wow.
That was worse.
That was worse. 8.
Okay.
It's old.
I did have a.
Oh fucking hell!
So Dustmere was created by a group of scavengers that came to the desert, and they attracted to the river, and that's where they started building. This could be like maybe 50 years old, which is, considering the whole city is only about 150 years old. It's you know, it's old. The oldest parts of the city would probably be in this area, the glitters that you've seen, and from your brief exploring, the Mariners Market is really old as well. Cool.
Are there any suspicious people around?
No, there's not. There's a couple walking that were shocked by the sudden stop of the carriage. They're watching from a distance. They're well dressed.
Don't take the flame them.
Okay. So, Aura. So, and just for you guys to know, it's a relatively small manor house. It's made of pale sandstone. There's yellow-leaved plants around, sort of a little garden. Obviously, no greenery in the desert, but heavily watered, and you can still get some of these leaves growing. There's a pathway up to a circular terrace that has desert flowers and these yellow leaves, and Aura's just gone straight through it, up the path to the front door. There's this heavy looking thing with a brass knocker, and you recognise this guard standing as Kinral. He's in his 20s. He's a young human. He'd only been there like a couple of years, and you know him, but not well. You do know he looks up to Leonidas, and as he sees you, he's shocked. Mr. Aura.
Where are they?
You can't be here. He turns and opens the door and lets you in.
I'm going to glance behind me. I assume I see Amara and Sentinel. I see what the others are doing.
They're all in the carriage watching. Freya's looking around.
I am out of the carriage just
We can
watching.
find out. We can find out information. If you don't want to be too hasty, we can go back and we can case this out properly and come back when you're feeling a bit.
Kinroll. Yep.
I'm going to message Freya. I think we might need help.
Oh. Okay, I elbow Eugene and Moxie, and I'm like,
Okay.
let's go.
Kinral is looking anxious. He's like, if you're coming in, then please be quick.
Go.
Okay, just go straight in.
Okay. Are you guys going in or following? Or waiting or what?
Oh, yeah.
I'll go in.
Okay, you two go in. He's going to close the door behind you guys. Okay. And you three, after that message, what are you going to do?
I mean, we were walking up to the door and then he closed it.
Okay, if you're walking up, he'll let you in as well, but he's kind of like hovering you in.
They're with me.
We duck in.
Quick. He takes... So you guys enter this room. It's beautifully made wooden area. There are small wooden pillars. It's got like wooden paneling that's been whitewashed. There are a few small paintings around. Lovely polished wooden floor. Kinra walks through. Mr. Aura, are you comfortable with me speaking frankly in front of these people?
Always. Is Leonidas in trouble?
Yes. Look, before I say what happened, I must preface that I don't know much. What I do know is that you cannot be seen here. Leonidas, Duke, he's clearly nervous.
It's fine. Names and facts don't matter.
Baron Balron, he gave false descriptions of you. I know that much. They were asking after you. But they mustn't know of your association of this place. He was taken by someone from the Empire a week ago now. A government man, I think. He entered the city to arrest him on charges of heresy. Rynan refused to surrender. He died honourably. I never saw anything like it. He sort of leans against the wall. I'm sorry. I didn't know where you were.
It's fine. No one did. Do you know where Ali is?
I don't. I'm sorry. I know that he had dealings before he left, before he was taken. I remember him behaving strangely. I think he knew something was wrong. So I hope that he made preparations, but I'm sorry, I can't say. I've been here. I'm owned by the government now.
Well, also while he was doing that, I've basically got a little notebook out and I've started writing down new name, haircut, a load of stuff that we need to start arranging.
Okay.
for or just okay, so we need to get you a magic license. We need to get you new clothes.
Writing a list of the things that we need to hide.
Did you find it?
Hey, it's just so that I don't forget that I'll burn it later.
It's on the Google Drive, but don't worry about it.
I'll see if I can... keep going.
No worries. I don't know where she or the Baroness is. I'm sorry. The man who killed Rynan, I think he left the city, but there was something awful about him. It was...
Any idea where he went?
The man?
Yeah.
Well, I think he left. I think he took the Baron with him. He was... The Baron wanted to hand himself over peacefully, but the Rhinan wouldn't have any of it. And I was out of the room at the time, but the arguing was clear. And the man moved all rigid and horrible. It was he was faster than Rhinan. There's this dreadful clicking sound like a watch. It was so loud. He took him out. He took the Baron after he killed Rhinan. I'm sorry, it's difficult.
A clockwork man.
I mean, he had a mask, but it was a man.
Here.
Yes,
some sort of automaton.
I don't know what that is, but
Zora have any idea what?
he wore he had a white alabaster mask, a maroon cloak, all these layers. He walked normal and spoke all formal.
Has Eugene ever read anything about automatons or anything that...
Roll an Arcana check.
Yeslin is the name, by the way. I found
Yeslin.
it. Yeah.
Woo!
What about Haltorian? Their 11-year-old child.
Yeah, he doesn't. So
He's
dead. Yeah. No. So I mean, during the preparations, when he was behaving strangely, it was like a matter of days before the man came. But the Baroness and their son, I hope that he dealt with them. But I'm sorry, I was not privy to his...
We can find things out.
How long do we have, do you think?
Until what?
To search for something.
Just be quick. I'll keep an eye. But is that your carriage? It's kind of obvious.
No, it belongs to Gaspar.
Yeah, it's the Duke's carriage, isn't it?
I'll go move the carriage. I'll go move the carriage and I'll go and see if I can find someone to go and get a message to our benefactor, and then we'll be safe and we can talk about all of this very openly and work this out. I'm going to go and move the carriage.
Okay.
I have
You
one
going
more
alone?
stop on the way. I'm going to go to Leonidas' study, and I'm looking for the letter that I sent.
Sure. The one that you sent when you were in...
in Christamar.
Sure.
The coded one.
17, by the way.
For your Arcana check?
Yeah.
So you know that... is anyone else accompanying Sentinel outside?
I will.
Okay.
I will to watch.
Okay, so you three are going outside.
I see
I'm
all.
gonna be super fidgety right now.
I'm going to stand guard with the guard.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool. So your Arcana check, 15. 17. You, in theory, you can create automatons using artificing. It's very, very, very difficult. Not only because of the complexities of the sigilism, but the intricacies of the actual pieces that would need to be created. So every single part would need its own sigil. It would need to be like, in theory, that you've read about is interesting. It would need to be like a complex network of sigils that work together and create a creature. It's very, very difficult, and you would never have seen one.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But talk of one talking and behaving like a man, it sounds silly.
Okay.
From your studies. Okay, so Aura, you make your way to the study.
Before you... Aura, can I accompany you to the study?
Sure.
You sure?
Yeah.
I know this is very personal to you.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's go.
Okay.
Quickly.
What are you looking for in particular? You walk in, there's a large wooden desk that you recognise, a big window, a couple of paintings of his family.
Eugene, I'm looking for a letter. I sent it from Christamar. It's written in a cipher, but it explains everything that we found.
Does it have some sort of wax seal? I suppose he would have opened it, but if he received it, but
no, there was no seal, but I sent it.
It would be about a week and a half ago.
About a week and a half ago. So it may not have got here before then. And I'm just going to rummage through sort of his paperwork and where I think he would keep something that sensitive if he's been able to decode it.
Roll an investigation check. Are you helping Eugene?
Yeah.
Then you can roll with advantage, all right?
That was pretty good.
No, you go with your advantage.
Or
Yeah.
roll, yeah, cool. Whatever you guys want.
Yeah, the first one will go. 19.
Okay, so you dig through his papers. It's a lot of archivist paperwork. You know that he was a member. You recall him being a journeyman of the guild in Dustmere. It's a lot of sort of bookkeeping, nothing particularly interesting. There's so much paper, but with that roll, one of the letters falls on the floor that you're looking through, and you bend over to pick it up. And underneath the drawer side of his very ornate-looking desk, there's a small little peg that's just poking out of the side, almost like a button in the wood, and it catches your eye.
Press it.
Okay, yeah, you press it, it clicks and loosens, and as it falls down, there's a small panel that opens up inside. It's a very delicate but simple mechanism that people would miss, and inside is a small piece of paper that's folded up.
Yeah, I'll grab that and have a look.
Okay, it says in recognisable but very rushed handwriting, "Speak to T."
Okay.
That's all it says.
Okay, I know who that is.
Is that the letter you sent?
No, but it says to speak to someone. I think I know who it is. They might have the answers. Sort of all the other bits and pieces. Is there anything, like, if this happened fairly suddenly, can I see what he might have been working on? Sort of.
It looks a little bit ransacked. So you've been looking through the drawers. The top of the desk was muddled, like someone had been searching before. Even the rug has been disturbed, and there is a clearly poor effort of clearing up blood on the rug, on the polished wooden floor. It's a poor effort, but an effort was made. But it's hard to say what order of things there were on the desk before.
Yeah. Is there anything that's obviously missing that I would know?
You didn't come in here too often. It was only usually to meet with him and discuss formalities. So you weren't in here that often, so it's hard to say. He spent a lot of time in here and at the guild.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be hard to say.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Whilst he's doing this, is there a window I can look through just to keep a lookout?
Roll a perception.
Does the window look over the front, sort of back onto the sort of road?
It looks out onto the. So if you're standing in front of the house, it looks out on the right of the of the building, out. So if you roll a perception check, one thing that and we'll just pop back. Actually, I'll do your roll first.
6.
So you can see the yellow bushes, and over that, the curl of the fence, the bend of the fence that borders their estate, and onto the road. You see a few people out on the street around the corner from where you came, a group of people bustling, one of them standing on a box, but you don't see anything other than that. And with that, the guard comes back in. Finral. Was it Finral?
Kinrow.
Yes, Kinrow, sorry. He comes back in and he looks over the place. He's like, I heard you looking through the papers. This is very, very improper of me, but I guess he's not my... He's still my Baron, but I don't know what to do with these. And he takes out some letters. They came after. I didn't want them to find them, but...
Do I recognise one of them?
One of them is the one that you wrote.
It's okay, I'll take them with us. Is there an open flame around, sort of a torch or a fireplace?
There's an old fireplace that's scattered with ash, but it's cold.
I'm gonna put the message to speak to T in the fireplace, and I'm gonna cast Firebolt and incinerate it.
Just that one?
Just that letter.
Okay. So you place it in the ash, and as you cast this small bead of fire, it impacts. You can roll it here if you want.
It's like 15 to hit.
Yeah, easy. The ash explodes over the room. It's like blowing on an old barbecue. It goes everywhere, but there is a light in the middle. The paper is incinerated immediately.
Yeah. 4 points of damage.
Okay.
It's not enough to destroy it.
yeah. Eugene's head to toe in ash now. No,
Take my goggles off.
In your hair. Okay, so carriage crew.
Am I lying by the front door right now?
Yeah. Well, you were guarding with him for a while. Did you want to say anything to him?
No, I just wanted to listen really closely for anything that. Just listen really closely because I've now been left alone as the only guard. Like the front door.
Okay.
Could I just, as a last thing, just message down to probably Freya and just say, we're coming out, is it clear?
Lucky.
Is it clear?
Like
1 moment. What did you get him?
5.
You had a good ear for things when Kinroll was with you, but now they're talking, it's just, you can just hear their voices.
Guys, shut up!
Okay, out the front. So what are you guys doing?
I'm hiding behind the door, looking through the crack.
Oh, of the house?
Yeah.
So you see everything going on, or you see at least a slice of it. You see Amaya sort of twiddling her thumbs a little bit, listening, twiddling her thumbs.
Yeah.
Then picking out the notebook, having a read.
Yeah, probably. Let's be honest.
Go to sleep.
That's scratch.
Is there anywhere one near?
Outside?
Yep.
No, you can see so the same group of people that Eugene saw off to you. So if you were to face outwards with the front door on your back, they're over to the left from where you guys came. Group of people, one of them on a box.
Can I see his
making
mouth?
some noise. They're about 60 to 70 feet away. So I'll actually roll a perception check.
Guide myself. 20.
Okay.
Natural.
You use your Zoom vision.
I do.
She does the actual
So you catch a good chunk of what the guy on the box is saying. He is preaching. He's wearing relatively nice noble garb. But he's behaving much more like a commoner would in the market. And one of the things that you catch him saying is the name. You'd probably with a 20 actually you'd catch a little piece of actually what he's chanting. He says, "De Biles walks as a penitent leader, as the one who will overcome the great wave and light the city to a new dawn."
Penitent what? Say again.
Penitently, as a penitent leader, will overcome the great wave and light the city into a new dawn.
Cool.
I wonder if that wave is made of hands.
Or that light is that column of light destroying the city.
Oh, that's the new dawn. Oh fuck.
Okay, real team carriage.
Real team carriage.
The driver's like, this is not scheduled.
Excuse me? This isn't scheduled. Have you got a busy schedule to get through today?
Roll an intimidation check.
I think I've got a tasty +5 to that. 18.
No, but...
Yeah, so, well, this isn't a schedule. Stop, you've got no schedule, so shush. We're going to move... We're going to move slightly further away from this place, just to park up properly, as I'm sure you're a man who likes to, park up properly. Can we also bother about fucking schedules?
Fine. He moves there. They trot along the road. He goes 30 feet or so towards the next house.
It looks a little bit less
parked
sus.
up.
Okay. Are there any orphans around?
Definitely not here. So ahead of the road there is a crossroads. You guys probably don't know the Glitters too well because it's not owned by the government like the block is, but this is where the nobles live. So a lot of the houses are empty, but it's well kept. There are a rare city guard around, mainly just at the gates. But
how far away, like in terms of city map, are we from where we came in? So like
into the Glitters or in? No,
from like how we drove through from the barracks and we drove all the way. How far away is that?
So you guys would have come in from the southwest. And you drove up past the block, you turned right, and then not far after that, so it was probably a 10-minute carriage drive.
10-minute carriage drive.
From the block, which is where the obelisk is in the middle of that fountain.
And how far away are we from the Zaithwaite's casino?
So that is the other side of the block. So
we're far away from many of the shit.
Oh well, yeah, you're almost as far away as you can get, except for the Guild Garden, which is slightly north of you, and then you have the eastern side of the Stubbs, which is actually the nicer part of the Stubbs. The western side, which is the slightly rougher version. Then below that is the river that cuts down through the middle, and then below that is the Grand. Okay. So it's like you're not quite as far away from on a circle. You're not the opposite side, but you're almost there.
Yeah. Okay.
The middle of everything is the Mariners Market.
Okay. We're just gonna have to wait. We're not gonna be able to get to Kaz anytime soon.
You remember where? Because I can remind you if you don't. But do you remember where that was?
Where we were gonna meet her? Mm-hmm. We didn't tell her.
Not the meeting, but where her place is.
That's near the Mariners Market, right? Yeah.
It is behind one of the inns.
Oh, do I know how to get into that? Because I thought
not. She had she did have a key of some sort.
Yeah.
But you know where it is. So it's behind the one of the inns, which is called.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
The Coal and Petal.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to try and have to get through the Mariners Market and go that way. That's going to be the easiest option. If you see anyone who looks like a nice tiefling, if you see Dominic, if you see Kaz, either shout at me and I can fire him a message or try and get him to stop. If you see Neffin, do you remember Neffin?
Oh, yeah.
Little shitbag.
Yeah, he was interesting.
He'll be helpful.
Okay.
Do it for money.
He's very distinctive. Hard not to miss.
Are you guys still waiting outside then?
We'd probably get in the carriage. We wouldn't wait completely out in the open.
Cool. Okay.
I'd probably use that time to maybe do a bit of tasteful draping over faces so they don't look too recognisable.
Yep, no worries. It's your time to do that. Okay. Back in the house, Kinroll's like, we're going to have to get a move on. Sorry to rush you. I have no right to, but...
Your loyalty is still with Leonidas?
Always. I hope that this is resolved and I can come back. I don't know what my future...
You don't have to stay here.
I will probably have to... I've been positioned here by the block. It's a matter of time before the Empire puts me elsewhere. It's either that or I leave. I go back to my parents in the Stubbs, but don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Just keep yourself hidden.
I have a job for you.
Okay.
Come with us. You know where me and Ali live.
I do.
If she's there, then we need to find someone safe for her.
Of course.
I would like you to be her guard until Leonidas is back.
Roll a persuasion check. He looks very nervous.
Persuasion. Dirty 20.
Nice.
And the DC was lowered because of your class, because of your background as well. Of course, it would be my honour.
Let's go. Is there anything of value left here? Do you think?
They didn't take much, but Mr. Boren didn't keep his money here. He was a collector, but mainly books.
Oh no!
I feel really bad that Eugene's stood next to me because my thought was burning the house to the ground.
Oh no!
Holy shit. You would know that he keeps most of his books in certain sections of the Archivist's library because they have a controlled climate in there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because this is a desert.
Eugene's like fucking respect, dude.
So Kinra wouldn't know that, but he would, you know.
I'll leave the house alone. I won't burn it to the ground. Yeah.
Yes.
It might be a giveaway that we've been here.
Why is the house burnt down?
What's the house on fire? I don't know.
He will follow you guys to the carriage.
We need 2 stops quickly. Which is closer? Actually, no. We'll go to home first.
Okay, that is the closest. You wait. So just to position you guys on the compass, the Glitters is at the southwest side of the city. The Dustmere River cuts across it and borders the north side of the Glitters. And you go over the eastern bridge. You're in the Guild Garden, immediately next to the river, and then just next to that is the eastern stubs, which is where your house is. And then the other side of the on the western side is the rough part of the stubs.
Yeah.
So it is close.
Yeah. I'll go straight there.
I mean, you guys, it's not for me to decide. So, but Kinra will follow. He's very nervous, but he's following, and
Are we using the car?
the car.
Are we using the car?
Fantasy car.
How long would it take us there on foot?
Probably a good half hour, 45 minutes.
In the car!
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to ask if I can drive.
I've got.
Okay. Did you say ask that to the driver?
Yes.
No. Is it?
Let the lady drive!
Wait, can you drive?
Roll another intimidation check.
This is where we're going to find out.
This is a lot.
Isn't
This
driving
is
an actual skill?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Already a
It categorically is.
No, do it with advantage.
Oh, it is a skill that
You can-
fighters get though, right? It's on some of them.
It is. Yeah.
Right.
Of like driving vehicles, land or sea.
Barely see.
That's an 18 again.
Okay.
What helps
I said the DC is 20 because this guy owns this carriage, and he's not.
Guide me! Guide me!
He's like, look, I've been very.
Hold on. Tools, die set, vehicles, brackets, land.
Yeah!
I knew I was
He's still not agreeing, so you can shove him off. Look, you can sit up in the front with me, and be quiet, or.
I'm going to sit next to him and then quickly take the reins.
Okay, roll a strength check, an athletics check.
We're going to crash into the river.
Contested. He rolled a natural 20.
Oh, it was 18.
What's your modifier?
Oh, no, it was 13 plus 5, so it was 18.
Oh, close. It was close. This is a -1. So he just about gets hold of the reins. This old guy with his moustache is bristling. He's like, get in the back. Get in the back. I'm not having this.
I'm going to stay sitting here, but I'm just going to cross my arms and then backseat drive.
This is ridiculous.
She'll be good.
This is ridiculous.
She'll be good now. You've bested her in combat.
You get the sense that anymore he's not going to drive you guys.
I was going to give him a hands-on tip at the end of this.
Where do you want to go?
I'll give the street just around the corner from where home is.
Yeah, we can do a little bit of walking.
Okay, he takes you there. The gates to the glitter's open. The guards there, they're in a beige. They're not well equipped. For example, people who have been in other cities, the city guard there, who are owned by the government, are well equipped, very able soldiers. These guys are like dribs and drabs. But they actually do have guards on the gate. They let you through with no problem.
I'm gonna ask Freya, can you keep an... I'm gonna describe Kaz, Dominic and Neffin.
Sure.
Can you look out for any of these people as we're driving?
Sure, I'm also looking out for someone with what colour coat was it? Like
maroon.
Yep, looking out for that.
And please look out for the guy that was watching us when we came.
Yeah, you just feel you are our watch.
The guy who was watching us when we came in as well.
Okay. I'm going to look around and I don't need to tell you how much danger we might be in right now.
Danger's our bloody middle name. It's still the fucking god. It's fine.
Who did
I
you...
think he knows.
You think who knows?
I think Gaspar knows we were lying.
I mean, yeah.
That was a bit obvious.
He let us go too easily.
What were lie you referring to?
That we didn't kill it.
The prophet was already dead.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he has also... You know he was speaking to Enton.
Yeah, he knows we're lying.
Yeah.
I'm afraid
That's why he let us go so easily. On that topic, how much gold did he give us, by the way?
We've not got it yet.
There were a few things I wanted to clear up because we ended quite quickly. So he sent Askeel off to his home with a member of his own household, and Askeel, because we did end quite quickly, Askeel sort of implored you that it was fine. He told you that his house is in the Western Stubs, which is quite the rough side, and that you're welcome at any time. And he also told you that Cook was going to be with him, and Clayton was also going to be staying at his house. Okay. So these are conversations that I skipped over.
So we'll go and visit them another day.
So that's that. And he also he did pay you at the end. So I tell you guys how much it was? I think
it's like 200 each.
It's like
I'll check at the end of the session.
Right, wasn't it? Or something?
All right, yeah.
It was like pick a magic item off the magic item table.
Okay. He wiped your debts. He also said to you guys that the compass was worth like something like $5,000.
Yeah.
So he wiped all of the debt, and then I thought it was about 100 gold each, but I will check. So remind me to do that. It's in my notes. And the quick descriptions that Sentinel gives you of Dominic is that he's a maroon tiefling, piercing blue eyes, quite tall, and I'll just be quick. And Kazaria was slightly younger, female, dark purple skin, almost 6 foot, slim. And who was the other person?
Neffin. Do you remember
Neffin is a little urchin boy.
You think Neffin is a little shit?
A little urchin boy.
What?
Wasn't Neffin the dwarf?
No, that's Vigian. Neffin's my orphan. Neffin's one of my orphans.
Yeah.
Wait, are you Fagin?
Kinda, yeah.
I became Fagin and
Jesus.
I adopted 2
Does that mean Kaz is your Nancy?
Oh, I mean.
How does that Nancy die?
Jesus.
I'm probably
She dies. Is Moxie older?
yes.
I'm more like the awful doctor.
Okay, so with this revelation, you rumble around the corner into a slightly less well looked after street, still cobbled, and you go past your home and park up just beyond it.
Do I notice anything at a glance when we're going past?
Roll a perception check. It is at this point getting late, by the way, guys.
we need to
Just getting dark.
find my lady.
Hard to tell. It's getting the sun setting, so it's hard to say. It's just before Gaish has risen as well, so it's quite dark at this time of dusk.
Okay.
It's about 30, 40 feet behind the carriage.
Is there anyone around that we can see?
No, families walking, couple of men coming back from the day's work. Nothing suspicious, but you did roll quite low.
Yeah. Okay, we're here. It's just behind us.
Do you want to go in on your own, or do you want anyone with you, or?
let's go in sort of pairs and threes, just as if we're just walking down the street. Give it a bit of time. I'll go with Kimrel.
Passives, everyone? I need to write these down on my notes.
11.
13.
He's 31.
21.
I had 13 as well. Yeah.
So you can see the end of the campaign already.
Who's staying in the carriage then?
I'm going to stay on the top where I am.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're on the top. Cool. Kinrul will come with you.
I'll come in too.
Okay, what are you doing?
I'm gonna wait a couple minutes, like Aura says.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Okay, so you guys are still in the carriage. Right.
You're still looking for people.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're actually looking out the window, okay, then with your passive, you saw a single person outside the house that as you drove past.
Okay. Did they look like the one that was watching us before? When we came into the city?
Oh no, he looked more like a guard. The ones outside this house.
Huh, okay. Were they wearing the same clothes as the guards at the other place?
At the gates?
Yes.
Yeah, with 21. They're wearing beige clothes and loose chainmail, which means that they're city guard.
Oh.
Do you
tell them?
I can do...
Well, yeah.
They're getting out, so yeah, because these guys are blind.
We're a full few houses down, right?
Yeah, 2.
I pull Aura back. So that's a city guard.
There is there's one thing I can do, and we can risk it. But if it goes bad, we might be in a bit of trouble.
I poke my head around.
I was going to pretend to be a city guard and say that I'm changing the watch.
I was going to say I can just go distract him.
Are you sure?
Give it a go.
Okay.
If it goes badly, I can message and we can just fucking scalp her.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I'll do is, if Sentinel's doing that, what I'll do is make it look as if she was dropped off by the carriage, get the carriage to turn around and sort of give her a couple of minutes to get there, and then if it looks like she's in trouble, we'll basically drive by and jump out.
I can message and tell you if there's a problem.
Instead of going with the carriage, I want to like hop off and kind of like hide in the shadows so I can kind of see.
Okay.
But I'm just like, because then I'm some closer backup.
Okay, roll a stealth check. And what are
I'm
you doing?
going to use disguise self and turn into a generic city guard.
Generic guard number 1.
City guard number 1.
Okay.
That is a 16.
Okay. Okay, so the carriage starts moving off after it drops the city guard off. The guard, what would you look like? Are you a bloke?
Yeah.
All right. This bloke, who looks suspiciously like the ones at the Glitters Gates, walks off, and just after the carriage starts moving, Amaya rolls out and quickly. Combat roll. She rolls out the carriage, and you vault over one of the low walls nearby, and you're just crouching behind it. Okay, you walk up to this cottage. It is squat, but it's fairly broad, so it's only one story, but it's quite wide. It's got thick walls covered in a whitewash, and there are flowers in the window that are brown and dead. And there is this Empire Guard outside wearing this very utilitarian mail and beige. There is a patch on his shoulder, which you would recognise, but it's often missed off of the City Guard's outfits, and it is the symbol of House Presage, which is the ruling house. It doesn't mean they're members of that house; it just means that they're government. So and that symbol is a helix pattern that surrounds a dragon in flight as though seeing from above.
Because I can do disguise self at will, I will just like poof that on.
Cool.
Just as I clock it. And just,
do you have to cast it again? Oh, you can
it's
just
at will,
okay.
So I feel like I could just be like, meh.
Okay.
It's not going to change massively.
All right, fine. Right. To be fair, you would know that it's part of their outfit sometimes anyway, so I'll say that you already popped it on.
Can I just say, if it looks like this is starting to go south, I want to like cause a distraction.
Oh, cool.
To like take away from, but like I'm gonna watch closely. If it looks like it's going fine, I'm staying where I am. But if it looks like
some kind of
So you're one house down at the moment. So there's another house between you and the cottage.
But I'm just like watching really, really closely.
Cool. Okay. Roll a
Just in
perception
case.
check. And Sentinel, you walk up.
Oi, how's it going?
Evening. Yeah, same old. What are you doing?
Pledge of God over. They sent me down. They want you back at the barracks. Well, whatever the equivalent of the barracks.
Where's my centaur?
You can have one.
Go back to wherever you came from.
Go back from whence you came, peasant.
That's weird. It's only been here half hour.
Yeah. I think they sent you over by mistake. I think they got the shifts wrong. Plus, I was a little bit late this morning. This afternoon, whatever.
All right. What's your name?
Dav.
Roll a deception. Roll a performance check.
By the way, my perception.
Are you sure I can't roll a deception check?
Yes, performance check for sure.
Come on.
Oh
What did you get? Dav. I mean, if I go back now, I'm only going to get half day pay at least. So
No, they got another job for you. You were only out here to cover for me while I was late. They're gonna put you back on the actual shift pattern, probably.
sorry, mate. Look, you can stay here with me. It'd be nice to have the company, but I've got to stay here. I was told to stay here. This is some weird shit going on. So.
What's been happening?
Oh, you don't know?
No, I mean, I thought you meant there was some weird shit happening today.
No.
Of course I know about the weird shit. Don't you fucking worry about it, mate.
What? He takes a step back away from you and he's like, leans up against the house.
How much of this do I see, like, going on?
You can see them talking from through the bushes and stuff.
Okay. Does it?
Very like.
Is the idea is that he's supposed to move away?
Don't know.
If I
Okay, I'm gonna.
okay, can I message Sentinel? Okay.
The carriage is like, yeah, so you're looping around now.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm replying to a message, is it in my head?
In a what? I'd say when you're on the way back, so turning right now, probably not, because of the other houses and stuff in the way.
Alright.
But probably when you're near a couple of houses down, you can start seeing one
Well, I
of them.
start like translating snatches of the conversation.
I'm gonna like casually kind of try and not be noticed as I step over the wall,
Okay.
and I'm gonna try and look really lost.
Okay. So you're stepping over the wall and walking towards the cottage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me, sorry. Hi there. I haven't really seen anyone around, and I think I'm really lost. I'm not from around here.
Oh. Yeah, this is the Eastern Stubbs, so what are you looking for?
I'm kind of looking for like a place to stay this evening, and I've just been wandering around and I don't know where I am anymore. I'm completely lost and I don't know where to look for lodgings.
Well, I'd go to the Mariners Market. Or...
Okay, and so where is that? And I'm gonna like bring out my notebook and try and kind of like turn him away from the house a bit.
Okay, roll a deception. No, roll a performance check.
Oh no.
The natural ones. That dice is going.
Okay.
Sabine, you have
Freya,
failed me.
So by this point, Freya is translating what's happening. So she's probably saying, okay, Amaya's approaching.
Can I message the guard?
Yes.
What the?
So the guard first. I want to deal with a natural one. So
No, you don't.
first of all, he gets very suspicious. And he's like, and he looks over at you, and he looks over at you, and he's like, no, just clear off. I'm supposed to be guarding here. This is government.
But you've got a guard there. Why can't he look after this place while you just help me out? I'm a visitor in your city. Why won't you help me?
He puts his hand on his sword, like on the
It's
hill.
alright, I've got this one. I'll take it. You wanted to stay here. Come on, love. Let's go.
I don't trust you.
Well, fucking right. Jesus.
You touch me, I'll stab you.
He laughs. He's like, yeah, cheers, stuff.
It's alright.
Same goes for you.
Alright, you won't touch your love. It's alright. Good, run.
Okay, so you guys are leaving.
We're getting a bit far away, and then I want to cast Thaumaturgy because he can't see my mouth to make it sound like someone's shouting help from inside the house.
Okay. So will you cast a message as well?
I'm going to cast a message, and
So I'll say I'll let you. So we'll say as the carriage approaches, you see them walking, and you guys will probably close enough to see Sentinel muttering something. So you know she's casting. When you know she's casting, would you still cast message? You don't know what she's casting.
Is she walking towards us?
She's walking away from the house, and she's casting, and she looks back at the house.
I wouldn't know what she's doing, probably.
No, you wouldn't.
Would you still cast a message?
Yeah.
Is this a me?
Okay.
This is Charlie desperately trying to tell you not to do this.
What are you going to say?
Do it.
And what does the sound? These are going to hit at the same time.
So it's going to sound like. So it's. Oh yeah, so I can create an instantaneous sound. Instantaneous sound that floats around. So like, I want to make it sound like there's a big crash from the house, like something's fallen over, or something like basically sound like there's danger in the house. Then I'll be like, danger.
Okay. And what do you say?
Schedule's changed. Report to Mariner Square immediately.
Okay.
Interesting choice.
Roll a
That's smart.
performance check.
No. Stop it! He's not going to leave now that he's had something else.
It's not a high DC because it's quite a straightforward thing to say.
Oh, that's an 8 total.
Okay.
Oh my god.
You got very lucky. I just rolled a 5 on my percentile. Oh. And then the crash hits, and he's like,
Fuck! Danger! And I run in.
Gav, have you been recalled?
No!
Oh, fuck's sake. Alright, you must have been right. I'm going back. I'll see you later.
Oh, no, it's not, mate! Danger! Lady!
He goes, I don't know how you pulled that off. You're lucky that he believed that was part of the same shit. And I never said the. Okay, go, right. So he's walking off.
I'm pretending to get ready to run into the house for lady!
As soon as he's out of sight, I'm out of the.
Okay.
Do I hear this crash as well?
Yes.
Probably.
I'm just straight out of the carriage.
I'm messing to her like, it's fine, it was me!
Carriages move in.
We're just like half out the door.
As you get to the door,
goes about 5 feet further in the carriage and then gets out.
As you guys get to the door, you notice for the first time that it has had a plate of metal added and a padlock that has been screwed to the door.
Hey, use your lockpick.
Can I see anyone in the window?
Roll a perception check. So, Ori, you now know that it was Sentinel causing a distraction. And there was not.
So the three of us are still together. Mm-hmm. So I just look at both of them.
Oh, I don't see anything.
What's going on?
Hey, if it works, it works.
It's a 5. It's only 5.
You guys can see the guards like hurrying off.
If you've gotten to the door, I'll be like, let her know that it's us. Or let them know that it's us, because I don't know it's a lady.
Okay. I have to know where they are for message, but I'm just gonna spray the house with messages.
What did you say?
Ali, it's me. Are you all right? And just
so you pick sort of quarters of the house, and over a period of
roughly where.
Yeah, so over a period of like 30 seconds, you've recast a few times, and you get no reply.
Would you like me to smash a window for you?
Try and do it in one of the back ones, please.
I can do a back window.
Sure.
Okay.
Cool. I'll find a back window.
Yeah. You smash the window?
Yeah.
Okay.
Smash it.
Yeah, it goes in.
Tidy away the glass on the bottom so no one cuts themselves.
It's very cool.
Has anyone got mending?
Yeah.
Okay, it's dark inside.
I'll send a message to Moxie and be like, I need you for mending in a minute. I'll call you in a bit.
Okay.
I'll light up.
Now's not the time. I'll roll him a cigarette.
It is,
I'm just gonna.
It is the pantry.
Yeah. I'm just gonna pick something off the shelf, like, is there like a tin of something?
Yeah, sure. There's like jars of pickles, of things that she would have made and preserved and that kind of stuff.
Is there anything tin that won't break? If
Sure.
it gets thrown?
I mean, tins don't really exist, but you can find like a rolling pin or something like that.
Sure. I'll cast light on the rolling pin, like half tuck it under the cloak, so it sort of baffles the light.
Nice.
Does any of it look like it's? I suppose how long did he say it had been? Like a couple of days.
A week.
A week. Does any of it look like it's really not been disturbed in quite a while?
I wouldn't say it's dusty because.
Is there anything to suggest that this is a room that hasn't been used in like a week?
Possibly. There are. I mean, the things that have been stored in here are sort of long life things. But if you were to open into the kitchen area, there is it's a nice wooden counter, and there's a loaf of bread that is stale, dry. Everything has been cleaned up except for a single plate and a smaller plate next to that, with some old butter on it that's gone see-through from heat. It looks like that's been left a while.
Looking for any signs of struggle or blood.
Roll an investigation check. Are you doing the same?
Yeah.
Sure. And are you?
I'm having a rummage around in the pantry.
Didn't clock that. Okay.
Leave the spices, please.
There's a nice selection. She looks like she knew what she was doing.
14.
Or maybe Ori knew what he was doing.
Who knows?
19.
Okay. It's tidy. You both kept a nice house, and it looks unchanged. It hits you for a moment. It's been a long time. The smells are the same. There's a soap that she used to buy at the market. You still smell that faintly. But it's dead quiet, which is strange. It's dead quiet. It's dark. And with your investigation check, there are no signs of struggle. The only strange thing is the splintering at the front door where someone has attached a bolt.
He knew they were coming for her. I think he sent her somewhere else, and there was a letter at the house hidden. Speak to T. I think we need to go to the forge. See if we can find Tom Fogg.
You would know that by this time of night he would be closed up, but you also know where he lives. I'm just saying that Aura would know that he may not be at the forge at this time of day.
Okay.
Small suggestion. We don't want to raise too much suspicion. Maybe we want to go during the day, but then we could also go at night and then no one else will see you.
I don't know if they'd know where he lives or not as easily. They might know that I used to work at the forge and try the forge.
Okay.
His house is relatively close to yours.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Can we put the window back?
Oh, easily.
Just
Mark's right.
Yes.
Can you come cast mended, please?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do you want anything from
Sure.
us before we go?
So you're...
Are there any small pictures or anything?
There would have been some sketches that she got done from someone at the market, and that's just little sketches of the two of you, and she got one of you done a few times until she liked it. So there's a couple of those ones that she's got at her bedside.
I'm going to grab those, and then
they're like charcoal sketches that someone's done.
I'm going to grab if there's like any little decorations or a little toy or something they should have bought for the baby.
Yeah, you can find something like that.
Grab that and pocket that.
Yeah, so there would have been all sorts of things like that in the market, and she'd picked out a couple. There would be a rattle, some soft stuff.
I won't say the rattle. I've already got this as well.
There are some sort of toy animals that have been stuffed.
I'll just take a soft toy.
Sure.
Is there like a shawl or anything of hers?
Yeah, Absolutely.
I'm going to grab that for you. They'll smell like her. And then out the window.
She takes a scarf out.
Smash it out the window.
Yeah, we just like...
So I imagine you broke enough to get your hand in and open, and then you climb out, you close the window. Moxie grabs some of the shards. You can't fix it perfectly, but you do mend enough of the glass so there's only a few little fracture holes left.
Not enough that anyone would really notice.
No, and it looks good. And you head back to the carriage. Were you guys still in the carriage? And you were in the house rummaging, but...
I'm still in the carriage, watching.
Yeah, I'm still
I grabbed some spices for a mile on the way out as well. I just grabbed a random spice and just chuck it to a mile on the way out.
Okay.
Like Zora.
Yeah, it's a different kind of cinnamon you haven't seen before.
Oh, this is so cool.
Okay, so you're on the road. It doesn't take long before you get to Tombox. There's a small mud bungalow.
A bungalow.
A bungalow.
I'm not going to knock. I'm going to stay in the carriage. I'm going to cast message.
Sure. There's a light on the right window next to the front door.
Yeah, I'm going to cast message to Tombox and say, Leonardius sent me. I'm back. We need answers.
You see the front door open, and he looks out, and you see it.
Is there anyone else around?
Roll a perception check.
No, that's a 2 for a 3.
You're just focused on the door.
Yeah.
You know it's Tombox, but you don't see anything else. Tunnel vision.
I'll step out.
Okay.
And sort of pull the cloak sort of around me, sort of try and hide myself a bit.
As you approach the door, he opens the door. For those of you watching from the carriage, you see he's a relatively short orc, so 5'6", is in middle age.
That's very short for an orc.
Yeah, he's got greyish green skin, and he has a really wide jaw with rounded tusks. And Ori, you see that he is teary-eyed. He grabs you, he hugs you, slaps you on the back, and he goes,
"Is she here?"
"No, but you can't stay." And he steps in, he takes a piece of paper off the side, and he gives it to you. Okay. It is sealed. And he hugs you again, and he slaps you on the back again.
And on the butt.
He's like, "I wish I could keep you here, but you can't be seen."
I know. They're coming.
It's good to see you, boy.
And you. I'll just pocket the paper and return to the carriage.
He watches you for a moment, and then he closes the door. And you guys are in the carriage together.
Do we have anywhere we can go, and perhaps somewhere? And I'll just gesture to the guy driving the carriage. Doesn't know.
We will do. I'll go driver to whatever the name of it, to the Mariners Market.
Kinroll, he looks over at you and he says, I'm gonna step out. I'm sorry we couldn't find her, but
I'll send word when they're back.
Okay.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you, Mr. Oren, and all of you. I'll be at the house. I don't know how long, but good evening.
Stay safe.
You too.
If it gets more dangerous or any information, there'll be a way to get hold of us, I'm sure.
Okay. It's best that I don't know where you're going. And he leaves.
As soon as we're back in the carriage, I'll open the letter.
Okay. Are you guys okay going to the Mariners Market then? Mm-hmm. Everyone's agreed. Yeah. So you rumble along, and as you're moving, you open this. It's a sealed envelope. Inside is 100 gold.
Nice.
There is a long letter.
Poor Aura is not poor no more.
I mean, it was probably half of it was probably my money anyway.
Oh yeah.
There's a long letter, and it's written in his hand, much more composed than the note that you saw in the study. And it says, Ali is safe. I promised you, Aura, and I know you, and you know I keep my promises. But what you told me, consequences neither of us could have anticipated, and I had to distance her from this, and from you. For now. Not because I believe you're dangerous. I know you would never harm her, but purely of those who will be after you. Forgive me, my son. While you were away, I looked into your visions, your dreams, whichever you prefer to call them, and I'm afraid to say that I was foolish. I'm afraid I was not careful enough. All I found in my searching was something of the people of stone that you store. It was in an esoteric tome in the archivists I would normally discard, but it talks of wandering nobodies, called them the prisons of creation. Stone judges, obelisk men, there's a list of silly names. And it speaks of a time before the great unbinding, when these people walked the world as we do now. The edge, I know not how this links to it. Someone in the guild flagged me, the bastards. The government will likely come for me now. Do not look for me. I have the guild to represent me, and I will survive. Keep yourself safe. I've given them false descriptions, but they'll be looking for your name. You will hear from me. I promise. That's it.
You probably see, like, some sort of confused sort of between panic for Leontius' safety and relief that knowing Ali's safe. Just on his face, it's sort of this massively conflicted expression at the same time. She's safe. The government have taken Leontius. He was looking into something. I told you the story of the person who turned to stone. I don't think I actually did say it was Ali at the time, but it was Ali I saw turned to stone. Yeah, probably looked for it. Do you know anything of prisms of creation, was it?
Okay, roll a history check.
Or anyone?
I'm a guide myself. Fuck no. 4.
Yeah, not a clue. It's, nothing rings a bell there.
I'll pass the list around for all of them to read.
I'm not proficient in history, but can I give it a go?
Sure.
Prisms of creation.
14.
You did tell us it was Ali. I have it written.
Oh, okay. Maybe I did.
Turn to dust, that's why, because I straight up just wrote Ali turned to dust rather than it was a vision.
In my head, I wasn't sure whether I was going to, like, for ages, I didn't know if I was going to add that it was her or not.
I thought I'd just double check. I wasn't I wasn't completely crazy, you bunch of fucks.
So because you're not proficient, roll an intelligence check quick.
On top of...
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, baby.
Intelligence, natural 20 for 24.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, baby.
So your mind makes a connection. It's not so much of a read history, but you remember being in the desert and you remember being in the Nalakium, and there were some depictions of people in glass, and there was talk of the phrase in the letter that's used as wandering nobodies and the Eurekos.
Yeah.
And it all comes together, and you start thinking it could be that they're just purely they're just names for the same creatures. And that's a kind of mini revelation of yours. And you're like, right, so they're all the same thing. And then the letter, he calls them stone judges, prisms of creation, and wandering nobodies. I can't say any more than that at the moment. Yeah. You have got that. Remember, I did message you about a book.
I
right?
did. What book?
I thought it might
was
be that you lost it. So it's called. You know that it was called. It was the book that you found in. So you remember
Stones of a Little Life and a Little Death.
you also found another one. It was in the little room opposite the Ori.
I do have one written down. Let me have a look.
It was called
Folly of Crystal.
Island,
I don't think we had a time to formally read it, but given downtime, I probably would have read it at some point.
Okay, let's say that you flicked through it, and you did it privately because you'd got this new ability, and you're like translating everything on the boat, and
all the words.
yeah, and when you see the letter, and Moxie passes it to you, having her own revelation, and you see that written there, it reminds you of something that you read in that book, and I can read the book out, but I was going to wait.
I think I just found it one of those.
What?
It was about the coil stones being fragments of long dead titans.
Yeah.
That was another thing
That was from Stones of a Little Life and Little Death.
And so that I'll just say that it reminds you of something that you read in that book that you hadn't shared. And with that revelation, I'll leave the book to be translated for another time because you arrive in the Mariners Market. It's the large sales of canvas covers over the market are still up, but people are packing away for the evening. There are a couple of inns that are
Is this where you
waking
got
up.
bracelets?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is where I got my necklace.
Yep.
Is this where I nearly died?
So much stuff happened here.
This is where I bought an orphan.
Yeah, so it's a large square of packed earth and sand. The name comes from the way that the tall poles, from the name that the tall poles and canvases shelter the market, and there are sort of the remains of the exotic food and drink in the air, but they're packing up for the day. There are a few inns. There is that have lit up at the side. A few of you are familiar with both, I think. The carriage will pull up sort of in the middle of the square, and he's like, I would like to. Is this the last stop?
Yeah, we're done, all right.
I have one more destination for you, actually.
Oh no! I'm not part of this, and I walk away.
I jump off the carriage, so I'm really pissed him off. Thanks for letting me drive, mate.
He sort of looks at you at the side of his eyes.
I've left something about. Could you drop it to? And I'm going to go for a random house on a random street, very far away from here.
Okay.
I don't know the person or anything.
Okay, yeah. So you just quote one of the. So you're in the centre of town right now. So you send him to the dodgy part of the stubs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you say, okay.
Why wouldn't you do this while we were still?
You say you say to go to the Dusty Rascal.
Yeah.
Which is an inn in the middle of the stubs.
Dusty Rascal.
Say that.
The western stubs.
I think we did stay
I've
there.
left it on the. See if you could give it to the barkeep.
Very well.
And I'll flick a gold to him.
Nice.
And he catches it just about.
And for reference, I have not left anything on the seat. I want him
I've
to
left
think
a single turd.
I've left nothing, so he's going to think it might have fallen off, and it will just keep him busy for a while.
Okay, yeah, you see him rattled off in the carriage.
I'm gonna start messaging everyone because I'm not gonna say it out loud.
Right.
I'll be like, keep yourselves busy. Like, this is repeated messages. This is just over and over again. Keep yourselves busy. We are looking for, and I give descriptions of Kaz. Kaz and Neffin. And I message you as well. And if Dominic's around, let me know. And then, like, don't clump up too much. Don't make it too obvious. I'll grab you if they're in. If the place is if she's in there, and then I'm gonna go to her.
Hideout.
Her hideout.
Okay, and the rest of you, you're in the middle of the market at the moment.
Should we buy friendship bracelets for everyone?
Yeah.
People are packing up. So there are people packing up. There's a group of people preaching off towards the entrance.
Well, we avoid them.
Yeah.
Listen, like, sort of listen in.
Yeah. Okay. So you hear someone saying, "Giles will save us." And there's someone praying, someone on a soapbox. He's talking about the Emperor, and he's like, De Bals is akin to the Emperor returning. The legends speak of when the spear is recovered, he will return from his hiding place. But it is nonsense! It is clear De Bals is a loyal spear, that he will walk this penitent path for us, and we will follow in his golden footsteps.
Can anyone cast silence?
Yeah, I can do that.
And there's a few of them listening, and they're like clapping. There's people crying and like on their knees. You know, it's kind of strange.
I don't think we knew that it was a spear before. We knew it was an item, a relic.
Yeah.
Can I look out for Sariki just on the off chance she's wandering around?
Yeah, sure. So roll a perception check.
And also,
what are you holding your breath about?
Do I do this?
And Maya's giggling.
That's a 10.
Okay. Yeah, it's busy. It's busy with people packing up their stalls.
Yeah. I'm just trying to say.
You watch some. The only person you see with any purpose other than the market stalls is Sentinel walking off towards one of the inns.
Yeah, I'll just stay, sort of keep to the shadows and just.
What are you good?
So dumb. It's not even funny now.
Yeah, sorry, Eugene, you were going to say something.
Well, if we're looking for people, should we? Did you say there was 2 ends here?
Yes.
Should we split up into 2 groups and one group go into one end and one to the other, and we'll cover more ground that way?
You can, because they recognise
I agree,
you,
Eugene. I'll be back in a moment.
Oh no.
Where are you off to?
I'm gonna go up to stand next to one of the preachers. I'm gonna say, what my friend here is saying is he is never gonna give you up. He's never gonna let you down or run around and hurt you. And then I leave.
One of the.
I clap.
Okay, roll a perception. Roll a performance check.
I definitely thought that was going to be. I'm here for the ritual.
Did you say performance?
The guy on the soapbox doesn't stop screaming. But, yeah.
Is that that one?
You forget the lyrics.
Oh no!
You're gonna get shot.
So one of the women who's actually like on her knees, she's got tears running down her face.
I didn't laugh while I was saying it, by the way.
She's like raving about some. You know, she's like absolutely incessant on this man on the soapbox. She turns and she's like, "You are not a true follower of the Biles. What is this you talk of?"
I just said he wasn't gonna give you up or let you down.
Yes, he will not. He returns to us and he will not give us up. He will not let us down.
He's not gonna run around and he's not gonna desert you.
One thing that's really strange about this is that worship of any kind other than the Pantheon is strictly prohibited in the Empire.
Yeah. And they're doing that openly in the street.
Okay. She goes back to sort of bowing and listening, like wide-eyed at this guy on the soapbox who's skinny and like hasn't eaten properly in weeks. He looks gaunt and awful.
It's not innocent.
Okay.
Is there a big crowd?
There's a handful of people, sort of 10, 12 people.
I'm just gonna walk away after that.
They all look filthy.
Eugene would know this is strange then.
Yes. Anyone who from the Empire would know it's strange. And yeah, so are you splitting up?
I mean, I fucked off.
So you've gone to, are you going around into the alleyway or are you going into the inn? Okay. So for those of you watching, you see Sentinel walk next to the inn called the Coal and Petal, and she goes into an alleyway to the side of that. It's like an old Victorian-esque leaning inn, and she goes down one of the alleyway next to it into the dark. It's getting dark now.
Oh, do you say Coal and Petal? Mm-hmm. Does that have rooms as well as
the
did you go in there before?
No, we went in a weird one.
It's an inn, so there's a.
It's an inn. Not
yeah,
like
there's the Coal and Petal, and also there's the little Bristle, which
I
is.
think we stayed in the little Bristle, didn't we?
We stayed there, but.
And then there's also the Ice Bucket, which is
Do not go in the Ice Bucket.
And they're out. It's actually an outside area with a canvas, and they've got a big fire pit, and there's people drinking quite loudly.
That's for mercs.
So, where should we go?
Should we go into the Coal and Petal because then we're close by when Sentinel's done her stuff?
You think stay together?
Yeah.
Sure.
I guess.
Yeah, I say stay together, but keep an eye out for the people that she mentioned.
Yeah. Are there like window seats in this inn?
Sure.
Should we like get a drink and sit by some windows so we can keep an eye out on the square.
Okay.
Sounds good, yeah.
Okay, so you guys go into the Coal and Petal, and it's this Victorian-esque townhouse. It's quite a narrow and dim place. It's got thick old walls. There's mounted candles on huge, oversized Gothic paintings of palaces and nightmarish kind of abstract paintings. And there's a lady behind the bar, and a half-elf, quite pale. It looks a little sullen. Hello.
Before we did this, I probably would have tried to sort of hide my face a bit.
Sure.
Yeah, with headscarves. But
yeah, no worries. Yeah, you probably on the carriage. You'll have had time to do that. So, what are you doing? A full sort of veil, or more just?
Do a morning veil.
What's that? Is that like a?
I got it completely over and it's black. You're like, I'm so sad.
Do you have the fabric to that, or do you just be blind? Cut some holes, eye holes.
and sort of really trying to cover my, so I still see, but sort of cover the lower part of my face, I guess.
Yeah, and it's not an uncommon thing in the sandy. It's a desert, so.
Also, no COVID.
Yeah.
Fantasy COVID.
Yeah. Welcome.
Thank you. Could we get some drinks?
Yes. What would you like?
Do you have a cocktail menu?
No.
Oh.
We do coffee, we do cactus water, and we do mix and drinks, but I don't like calling them cocktails.
What drinks are those?
Mixed
They're
drinks.
mixed drinks.
What's in them?
She goes down, looks at gets out some bottles and a book. We can do various spirit mixers.
What would you recommend?
I don't care.
I'll have a mead then, please, thank you.
Okay. She goes and makes that.
This is my new favourite voice.
Do you have any of your mixed spirit drinks that incorporate cactus water?
Yeah.
And how much is that?
2 silver.
All right, I'll have one of them.
Okay.
How much was the mead?
Or just pay for all of it.
Okay. So 2 silver.
He's putting you in a lot of danger.
The ale
So might as well
would
get
be
you
2 silver as well.
I feel like this.
Oh no, that's not. That would be a fucking jug. There'd be 4 copper.
Jug.
2 silver for a jug.
Okay.
So we're having cactus water woo-woos all around.
Yeah, so you see her, she puts in some slices of cactus into
Sex in the desert.
into some wooden mugs. She mashes it down, and then she pours in like an amber-looking spirit that smells like a very strong rum, and then she puts in some cactus water.
Do I see her do this?
Yeah.
Can I have one of those as well, please? I say with my jug.
Yeah. There's another 2 silver. So how many of those are we doing?
I mean, I just want a cactus water.
Okay, take the cactus water. That'll be it's only 2 copper.
I'll just take mead as well then.
And mead as well. It's another 4 copper.
I've been writing down what she's been doing for the cocktail, by the way.
Everyone got okay. Yeah. So you see her muddling it.
Yeah.
She puts in a pinch of salt at the end.
Actually, same. I'll be making notes on this.
Cool. She doesn't care. She just makes the
Just
drink.
2 people
She's like doing it in a really annoying way where people make drinks one by one as well. Like it's annoying when you order one by one, but she's actually making them one by one. She's like that.
In grams, how much salt did you just put in?
You're gonna get a slap.
I think just write down a pinch, Eugene. I don't think it's
not
worth
very
it.
precise, though.
Anything else?
Do you do
I'm
food?
not there.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come back for that.
Yeah. Okay.
I love this
How much
bitch.
was it total?
So it was. Let's go.
Quick maths.
It would be like one gold, maybe around 1 gold and 2 copper, 2 silver. I think it would be rounding up. Depends if you want to be stingy or not.
I'll give you 1 copper.
All of it.
1 gold, 2 silver. She takes it. Thank
We
you.
go sit down by a window. Thank you very much.
Are you staying?
Probably.
I mean, long. I just. You staying in the room?
We might do. We're just waiting for a couple of our party to decide.
So you haven't decided?
No.
Okay. She walks off to the other side of the bar.
Is there lots of people in there?
There's a handful of people drinking quietly.
Because you're not allowed to talk.
Roll a perception check.
It's like a library.
19.
You don't see any tieflings, but you see a lot of different kinds of people. So there's a couple of orcs in here. They're relatively well-dressed commoners. So orcs, humans, half-elves, and there's a dwarf in the corner drinking on his own and reading. There's a handful of people.
Does he look
chatting.
like? Find out.
I don't see.
Wait, I don't know. He's got like long blonde hair.
Okay,
that's
that's
like
not-
thinning.
So
and
no
he's
snake tattoo.
He's got no snake tattoo.
No, it's not him. No, it's not Vidian. This is
My
definitely.
best friend.
Is there anyone
He's a
watching
bad
us?
man.
Not that you can see. You guys have a table at the window.
Yes.
You're watching the people close down the market. It's getting quite sparse now.
Looking for anyone who goes down that alleyway as well.
Okay. Say, Sentinel. So you enter the alleyway. Yeah. You go into the alleyway. You descend a set of stairs.
Why are you making this so scary?
You stand before a rusted metal door that you saw. That you know what is behind it. It's riveted.
Sorry. You stand behind a metal door that you saw.
Oh, sorry.
So poetic.
Sorry.
Thank you. It's riveted with brass. There are these bands across it, and there's no one in the alleyway. There's some crates, some sand gathering into a mound in the corners.
Do our secret knock on the door.
Okay.
What's the knock? I was hoping it would just be one knock.
It's not very memorable.
Okay, you knock and you don't hear anything for a moment. And you wait a bit longer. It's getting a bit cold. And then you feel a sort of clunk through the stone of some other door, and then a slam, and then and this door opens, and you see Kazaria, her beautiful grey hair, piercing yellow eyes. Oh shit! She hugs you.
Yeah, I give a big hug. Sorry, I got pulled into something else. Hi.
Where's Moxie?
Oh, they're in the pub.
Oh, okay.
I can go get him in a minute, or you can go get him, or I can message, or.
I don't like going in there. The woman's an absolute bitch.
Yeah. I'll go grab him.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll be done in 2 seconds. There's like a lot of us.
All right. She looks at you for a moment. She just nods again.
I'll give her another hug.
She hugs you again.
Okay, I'll be back in a sec.
Okay. She closes the door. You hear all the locks again.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I go into the pub and be like, I'll go to the window and be like,
You'd see me with a jug and a cocktail.
You barely touched it. Oh no. Is that the
Beer in my hair.
cocktail one you downed?
I
take them as walk me downs.
You got
Get to go.
Can we drink outside? Is that a film in Dustmere?
The woman's gone.
Just
From
go.
the par- oh, you weren't asking
Yeah.
her. You can. You're allowed to, but you also have her like jugs. And
drop them
her,
off in the
She's
morning.
gone.
Just walk out.
I love a stolen glass.
I just go. I've had a pint by now,
like
right?
the
Are you-
tucker
are you
dial.
Larry?
are you trying to hide it? Or are you just going?
No.
All right, cool. Yeah.
I'll put a gold on the counter and then just walk out with the glass and the jug. That'll cover it.
Sure. You got a wooden cup and a wooden jug.
Yeah, no, I knock back my cactus water and then leave the glass.
No, must. I bring my glass with me.
Okay.
I collect the empty glasses on the table and put them on.
Oh, that's very nice.
That's So Freya.
Now I feel awfully guilty, but this is a lot to have very quickly.
So drink it and you'll feel less guilty.
I like a hammer on the window and be like,
Has Eugene ever stolen anything?
No.
bad boy.
I mean, I did leave some money. I think that will compensate the barkeep for the items. Do you think that's okay?
You know what, Eugene? I'm going to steal it for you. And take it from you.
Splashes a little bit.
Makes me feel awfully better.
You can bring it back if you really are worried afterwards.
Yeah, I could do, but I have to speak to her again. Anyway, let's go.
Leave it by the door.
All right, you guys follow Sentinel. Oh, you follow Sentinel down into the alleyway. She does a strange knock on the door.
Do it again.
Eventually, a tiefling answers. So she matches the description that she gave you earlier. She's got dark purple skin. She's beautiful. She's slim. But she's also got a reserved nature about her. She wears a long shirt that goes down to sort of mid-thigh, and she's got some belts and pouches.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell, there's a lot of you.
I did say I gave you a number. This is less than the number I gave you.
Since when were you this social? And she turns around and walks in. And quick, come on, lock the door.
Everybody in.
Okay.
I lock the door.
Holding all our drinks.
You move into this sort of airlock. The outer door locks. And then she starts opening the inner one. Right, get inside.
There are airlocks.
In this, well, it's more like a lock, so that she doesn't open the inner door unless the outer one is shut. I'll judge all of you mercilessly when we're inside. I can't see properly.
She absolutely will.
She's a sweetheart. Don't worry.
And as you guys, as you enter the space, it's got a warm light to it, and it's toasty warm. Inside, it's you first turn another corner, and then you see this beautiful room. There's a glittering chandelier that God knows how she got it down here. It's a relatively big space. It's probably about 50 feet wide, an arch. There's under the chandelier, there's some sofas. There's a large writing desk, a wall of scrolls. There's a painting that she's been working on an easel. Yeah. She looks at you and she's like, "Are all of you wanted, or is it just my two?"
He's also wanted, no point.
Yeah, I suppose so now.
Of course you are.
So we're going to need to deal with that, like, fairly soon. And as I'm talking to her, I'm helping myself to a glass of wine.
Okay.
Are you two criminals?
Okay. Everybody is probably going to need to take a seat. So we
Keep it
need
in.
to clear this all out of the way before we can get to the rest of this. Does anyone want a wine? I've already also poured one for Gaz.
I would definitely take a wine.
I've got my jug again. I'm like, can I have some wine?
You have not finished your drink.
She's not finished your drink.
Kazaria bends down and hugs Moxie. And Len, she takes off the bandana that you've like wrapped in. Just get this off. She starts stroking your head.
Oh, like your way. I didn't like that. Oh, it was the breathing. Yeah.
Oh, my darling, what has she done to you?
What did I do?
She's kept me safe.
Yeah, safe. Sending you off into the desert was the worst thing I've ever done.
That was my idea.
Well, I sort of got you there with the... Anyway, I shouldn't have contributed... I don't regret for a second stealing anything from the prison, of course, but I regret sending you out there. It's a terrible place, terrible people.
I like just put my hand on her and go, but we're back now.
Okay.
And I'm not going. We're not going back there. We're not that bad.
Oh, yes,
yeah,
I
these
should
guys
probably...
are great.
Oh yeah, introductions.
Please, yeah.
So we've got. Oh, do you want to introduce yourselves? You sorry lot.
She looks at you all.
Or do you want me to do it? She's not that scary. She's just mean to me.
I am Kazaria Zaithwaite. Friend, confidant, other things.
Aura.
Thief. She looks at Eugene. Criminal.
I drink my cocktail.
Aura.
Pleasure.
Not for much longer. We'll need to change that. Well, that's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
Eugene Ballantyne, it's a pleasure to meet you.
You too, Eugene.
I'm Amaya, and I like to cook, and then I just like take a big gob of my
Oh, she's nervous.
Are we doing like name
I've
and a
already
fun
finished mine.
fact?
Oh, sorry, a fun fact about myself, I make sweets.
Oh.
Oh, I
think
know. A
that's
fun
why
fact
I
about
don't
you
know.
is you made a fuss in the Zaithwaite's casino.
Did you say that? Oh, okay.
I didn't start that. It was
Oh, yeah, all right. Okay. I did say it.
We just ended it.
Well, wasn't it which family?
It was
I'll take
Oh,
it.
I know I knew that name.
What is happening? You make
It was-
sweets.
Yes, let's go with that one and
What
not
are you
the
talking about?
We'll get to that once we've dealt with this.
jelly bean.
She does not take it. She's like, I'm fine, thank you.
Freya.
Freya, pleasure.
And then I point at Zeal, who's been here the whole time. She straight up doesn't notice.
What on earth is that?
How dare you? This is my son.
I'm not even going to ask.
Well, we'll get to that later.
She goes to shake his hand.
She's so polite. I bet he loves it. at
Yeah,
least.
so you hear him go, finally someone with manners. And
He likes you.
takes her finger and shakes it.
All right.
Well, take a seat, everyone, please.
Awkwardly.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Like really, like on the end of
right,
the seat, right
yeah.
on the end.
ledge. Like you don't want to cause a butt print.
I like straight up sit on the table.
Have you given us the wine yet?
Oh, well, you're not having any more wine. You've got
Yeah, roll a con save.
anyone who wants a wine, I will pour it.
I take the wine and then I sniff it and
Natural
don't
20.
drink it.
Okay, nice, yeah, you're good. This tension that I'm feeling in the room, is this normal for you
This
guys?
is not
Just been a
normal.
bit of a day.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then we-
bit of a
Day.
month.
Bit of a day. Bit of a
Then we
month.
come to a place where I find out your family's associated with, well, trying to kill me, to put it bluntly.
What?
Okay.
I mean, I don't mean to be rude, but
She's fine. She's fine. She won't try and kill you. She'll keep you safe. But also from the Zaithwaites. Eugene may have caused a small ruckus or been part of a small ruckus in the casino.
was it
Oh my
grand?
goodness.
I think it was the grand.
It's in the
Yes.
Grand.
You are
Smuggler's
one
Queen.
of the alchemists.
Yes.
Wonderful. She shakes your hand. I've been
I
waiting
told
for
you
someone to
you'd be
cause a
fine.
state in that awful place. The whole place is it's a joke. It's a piss take.
I was just trying to gamble, honourably, as it were, and I caught someone cheating, and the whole ruckus kicked off because of that. I mean, I'm sorry that I was playing by the rules.
Fabian is he is a wizard space, first of all, and probably not long for this world, given certain things that have been going on, but I'm not sure how much I should reveal in front of everyone.
Well, we'll keep a lot of that because I don't want to get you lot involved in that. But what we will do, we haven't been 1,000% honest at all.
She sits back and smiles and just drinks quietly.
Moxie and I are not called Sentinel and Moxie. Oh, big gas.
Oh, I'm gonna have to learn new names.
New name. No, we're keeping these names for reasons. She'll become apparent.
Okay.
We are the two missing daughters of the Delanta Valanta, the family syndicate. Part of the syndicate. My name is.
Yeah,
So excited to try to
Yeah, what do you know of the other families?
Absolutely fuck all.
Zero.
Do
Apart
I
from
know?
what we read in the newspaper articles.
Sure, I roll a. I mean, I won't make you roll necessarily for general knowledge. First of all, Kazara is like, oh, this is wonderful. And then what you know is that the syndicate is a sort of umbrella name for the crime families that run the Grand. And each segment of the Grand is owned by a different family of the syndicate. They have an accord with the government, which means that they're allowed to run that part of the city. And generally speaking, they all have above board businesses, but it's sort of unwritten that everyone knows that they also deal in under the table activities as well. And the V family, are smugglers. That's quite well known. The Zaithwaites, they have lots of performing houses, and from that through to sort of brothels. That you probably have a very sort of overarching understanding of it.
My name is Jacqueline. Do not call me fucking Jacqueline.
Jackie? Jack?
Jax. Delanta Valanta, and this is...
Okay.
Are you going to go with the short one, or are you going to go with the full one? That's why I thought I'd let you name yourself.
So, my full name is Lady Colette Regina Delanta Valanta.
Fucking hell.
Gina.
What's that again?
Lady Colette Regina Delanta Valanta.
Gina.
And I'm not actually a lady. Lady is my actual first name.
Oh, good, because otherwise
So
I
it's
would
not
have
your
had to
title then?
call you by your title.
No.
Before, about, how long ago was it? A while ago. Well,
Before we came out to the desert.
way before we came out to the desert, we had two brothers, Julian and Ansel. Ansel died in a accident, and I was supposed to be next in line. I was the heir to the V family business, and then something happened. You may have noticed that my delightful little sister has a penchant for pranks. I've never told you this.
No, you haven't, no.
You remember when you accidentally poisoned?
I didn't poison him.
Yeah. Dad didn't like that one.
He was just allergic to it. It was an honest mistake.
I know it was an honest mistake, but they didn't think it was. And my beloved father, in his wisdom, wanted to eliminate the threat. And so had asked me to do something that I will never do. Which is why, in the middle of the night, I packed this one up. And we ran away. We are assumed dead. While our brother, Julian, takes over everything and has been sent to kill us. We have been on the run for a while now, and that's why we went into the desert to stay hidden. I got my magic by trying to protect Gina. And we were basically trying to get enough money to leave this godforsaken empire, buy a nice little boat in the fantasy equivalent of the Bahamas, and live out our lives, the three of us, in peace. Possibly the four if Dominic wanted to come. So, we're criminals. Is that a problem for anyone?
I'd say you were less criminals than fugitives.
Well, we're still a criminal family. In an ideal world, I'll still take over the business.
Is that what you want?
Yeah.
So what you're asking us is to go kill the rest of your family.
I mean, yeah. This is where we need to start asking you questions, but I think we'll take that after the fact, dear.
You can see that she was enjoying this very much, and then just at the end she started sort of becoming more serious.
Did she know? Did I tell her about Julian? I don't think I did.
About what he did?
About that we were on the run because of her.
Because
we were.
She knew about the pranks.
Okay.
Yeah. So when she leans over and she says, I know you're aware of certain things, but a lot has changed. This is not public knowledge, but what is public knowledge is that Royce is missing. And what isn't is, this is not publicly known yet. No one has seen Batista, and the unofficial head of the V family is now Julian.
Excuse me.
When was he last seen?
Batista?
Yeah.
Weeks ago.
Excuse me.
And that's what we're going to end today's session.
What the fuck?
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.